Okay, here today installing the Daikin BRP15B61, otherwise known as the Airbase adapter. This connects into your ducted air conditioning system and gives you wireless capabilities. If you haven't seen my other video, this is the system I have here. It's a ducted air conditioning system from Daikin with the following specifications. I did just change out my wall controller for the updated version, which plugged straight in, needed no configuration and works straight away. And I was just looking and testing out, before I install, I was going to test out the adapter here. So this is the wireless adapter box itself. I've just got the lid hanging on. That's what it looks like underneath. That's the wireless chip there. It has some details about connecting. Those are the main connections, otherwise known as P1 and P2 poles. So that wire, you see a looped around wire. I've just piggybacked it on the back of my shiny new wall controller. Let's have a look here. So you can see the black and the white cable connected to the same poles as this cable that goes up into my roof unit. So I simply just piggyback on there, obviously turn the air conditioner off first, turn it back on, and the light started flashing here. What you have to do, or what I had to do, I don't use a WPS, so I just manually set it up. So that mode button there, you hold that down for a couple of seconds till the AP light comes on. Once the AP light's on, you can't see it on at the moment obviously. Once it's on, you can connect with your phone. It has its own access point, so you connect with your phone to it. Use the Airbase app to configure your wireless settings for your home network. Then the unit restarts and connects to your home network. That means on your phone you can just go back to normal, meaning connected on your own home wireless network, and the Airbase app will see the controller. I didn't have to do anything else and it all worked. Okay, here we are at the indoor unit. I've turned this off at the wall, so it's de-energized. You really should leave it for probably half an hour just to make sure any capacitors have drained and things like that. But once you've done that, you can come up to this unit. My one's up in the roof. I think that's standard for these sort of ducted systems. You can see that's the main indoor unit here, and we have return air down there, and obviously plenty of ducting, and that's my zone control up there. Anyhow, to connect the Airbase Wi-Fi adapter, you have to remove this plate. Like I said, make sure it's all turned off, because that's going to be very dangerous otherwise. Once you've got the plate off, you have to find your P1 and P2 connectors. Mine happen to be over here, helpfully labelled. And quite simply, I've brought my cable over from the Airbase adapter. Let me bring it in front of you here. This is the one mine came with, just a 2-wire, black and white. It's no polarity, so you can put them in either one. And all you have to do is loosen up the screws holding P1 and P2 in. These white wires are the ones. They go to your wall controller. We're just going to add these into the mix from the Wi-Fi adapter. So we'll end up having 2 wires in P1 and another 2 wires in P2. And that will run our wall controller and our Airbase Wi-Fi adapter. Apparently you cannot have a third controller, so if you already had 2 controllers, you'd have to remove one of them if you want to add the Airbase. You can't have a primary, secondary, and an Airbase. You can have a primary master, and you can have an Airbase, and that's what I'm doing. So, hence the 2 wires. One set of wires goes down to wall controller, second set to the Airbase. So all you do is, under here, you'll see this little door lifts up, and I found it helpful to pull out the other screw and loosen that one, so you can get this little block out, lift those doors up, loosen those guys, plug your extra wires in, and hey presto, I'll do that and show you the result. Alright, so there you have it. My black and white wires are nicely nestled in to P1 and P2. Okay, and here's the other end. So my black cable, the 2-core thing, I've sent it down through a little hole I just made. It's coming out there, and it's connected into my Airbase unit to the P1 and P2 there. Last bit is to use these sticky pads, stick it on the wall, put the case on the front, job done.